A very good morning, dear students. This is chapter 14, and I am here with you with part 3 of this chapter. Already two parts of the chapter we have done, and this is the session 3. Right, so let me show you what we are going to discuss in this part. In this part, we'll discuss about biogeochemical cycles. There are four biogeochemical cycles that you have to study in chapter 14, but in this session, we'll go with two only. And what are those two biogeochemical cycles? Let me show you. The first one is the water cycle. You are very much familiar with the water cycle. The water cycle we are going to discuss in this session in detail. And the second one is the nitrogen cycle, right? So in this session, we'll discuss these two biogeochemical cycles, the water cycle and the nitrogen cycle. At first, let me tell you what is biogeochemical cycle mean. Okay, actually, biogeochemical cycle mean the constant interaction between the biotic and abiotic components of the biosphere. Biotic components means the living components like animal, bird, and human beings. These all are considered as biotic components. And abiotic components means the components that are non-living like air, temperature, water. These are abiotic components. Okay, so the constant interaction between living and non-living components of the biosphere is known as biogeochemical cycles, right? So what happens during these biogeochemical cycles? Actually, during these biogeochemical cycles, a transfer of matter and energy taken place. Okay, ये जो interaction होता है, it consists of a transfer of matter and energy. Now we come to the water cycle. Okay, what is water cycle? Actually, water cycle is continuous movement of water within the earth and atmosphere. Here you can see the continuous movement of the earth in its different form within the earth and atmosphere itself, right? See, you know that water is there in atmosphere in on the earth in three states: liquid, solid, and gas. Liquid form means water, solid form means ice, and gas means water vapor. Okay, in these three forms only it circulates in within the earth and atmosphere, and that is known as water cycle, right? Liquid water evaporates into water vapor, and see here you can see that this is liquid water, right? Ocean, rivers, all these have liquid waters, and due to heat this liquid water evaporates, and after cooling down it condenses and it forms clouds, and after precipitation it comes back to the earth in the form of rain, and then it will come to the earth and the cycle will complete. So this is water cycle, right? Water in different phases move through the atmosphere, and this transportation of water is known as water cycle. The whole process in which water evaporates and falls on the land as rain and later flows back into the sea via rivers is known as water cycle. And very clearly you can see the whole process in the picture. Sorry, in this GIF. See, evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and then runoff within the earth. That is water cycle. So clearly you can see the steps of water cycle. They are evaporation, then condensation, then precipitation, and then runoff means collecting within the earth. So these are the four steps of water cycle, and that is the clear animation of water cycle. See, as I am explaining, the water cycle may be, you may feel that water cycle is very simple, and actually it is not as straightforward and simple as it looks or the statement seems to imply. The process itself, it is complicated, and all of the water that falls on the earth does not immediately flow back into the sea. Okay, whatever water is coming on the earth, this whole water will not go to the sea immediately. Some of it seeps into the soil, अंदर चला जाएगा soil के, and that water will become part of underground reservoir of the fresh water, right? And some of the water जो ये underground water है, वो क्या होगा कि it will find its way to the surface through springs, or we bring this water to the surface for our use through wells or two wells. And water is also used by terrestrial animals and plants for various life processes. So as I'm saying that water comes down and goes into the earth and then again it will get evaporated. This is not so simple, and this process is not means it doesn't happen immediately. It doesn't mean that water is coming down on the earth and immediately it is going back. Both the things occur at different time at different places, right? And another aspect of water cycle also can be seen. That is, water is capable of dissolving a large number of substances that you know. That is why water is known as universal solvent, because most of the substances can be dissolved in this water. As water flows through or over the rocks containing soluble minerals, some of them minerals get dissolved in the water and that goes into the seas and river with that water, right? Thus, river carries many nutrients from the land to the sea, and these are used by the marine organisms. So this water cycle is helpful in taking these minerals from rock to river and then to sea. So that is also a very important another aspect of water cycle, right? This is the another biogeochemical cycle, that is nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle is also a very important cycle. Nitrogen gas makes 78% of the atmosphere, and not only this makes this important. Actually, nitrogen is a part of many molecules that are essential to the life, and those are proteins, nucleic acids, and some vitamins. So this way you understand that nitrogen is a very, very important part of life. And nitrogen is found in some alkaloids and urea also. So nitrogen is an essential nutrient for all the life forms. But living organisms cannot use it directly from the atmosphere. Then how do they use it? And how do they add it to the atmosphere back? So that we will discuss in further slides. Some bacteria, they are able to convert the nitrogen molecules into nitrate and nitrites. And these are the form in which living organisms use nitrogen. Okay, so these bacteria, they are known as nitrogen fixing bacteria. And rhizobium is the example of these bacteria. And these bacteria may be free living or they may be associated with some plants. So these bacteria, they take the nitrogen from the atmosphere and they fix it in the form of nitrate and nitrite, and in this form this nitrogen is being used by living organism, right? Okay. Nitrogen fixing bacteria are most commonly found in the roots of legumes. Legumes means the plants that gives pulses. Those plants are known as legumes. So these nitrogen fixing bacteria are found in the roots of the legumes. And this special structure where the bacteria are found are called root nodules. And in this animation, you can see it clearly how these bacteria convert nitrogen into nitrite and nitrate. See, these are rhizobium bacteria, okay, and they are taking up the free nitrogen from the atmosphere, okay, and then they are converting into nitrite and nitrates by using those nitrogen molecules, okay. Other than these bacteria, the only other manner in which the nitrogen molecule is converted to nitrate and nitrite is the physical process. Okay, and that is during lightning, during rain when lightning occurs. At that time, the high temperature and pressure created in the air convert nitrogen into oxides of nitrogen. That is the other method. Okay. Now, these oxides of nitrogen, they dissolve in water, and after dissolving into water, they give nitric and nitrous acids, and these acids fall on the land along with the rain. Okay, and at that time, these are utilized by various life forms. So this was the another method of using nitrogen from atmosphere. First one was by rhizobium bacteria, nitrogen is fixed and it is converted into form of nitrate and nitrite, and it is used by living organism. And this is the another process, that is physical process, right? Here in this picture, let me explain the picture. This is lightning is over there. This you can see, that is lightning, and then lightning nitrogen fixation is there, and it is converted into form of NH3, NH4, NO2, right? These all are the forms in which it will be used by the living organism. Okay, here NO3, and after that, that will be uh, added to the atmosphere back by denitrification. And again, that will be done by the help of the bacteria, and nitrogen will be added back to the atmosphere. So, using nitrogen from atmosphere and then adding it back to the atmosphere, the whole process is known as nitrogen cycle. And in this process, there are some steps that we will discuss now. Okay. Plants take up nitrates and nitrites and convert these nitrates and nitrites into amino acids. And these amino acids are used to make proteins, right? As see in previous slides, I told you that there are some bacteria, they are found in root nodules, and those bacteria fix the nitrogen from atmosphere into nitrate and nitrite, and these nitrate and nitrite are used by plant. Okay, and these nitrate and nitrites are converted into amino acids, and these amino acids are used to make proteins. Fine, and these proteins and other complex compounds are consumed by animals. So now this way the nitrogen is reached the animals. Okay, once the animal or the plant dies, other bacteria in the soil converts the various compounds of nitrogen back into nitrate and nitrite. Okay, and see, when nitrogen is being used from atmosphere, at that time also some bacteria are changing that nitrogen into nitrate and nitrite, and after that it will be converted into amino acids, and then it will be consumed by the animals. When that animal or plant will die, at that time also some bacteria in the soil will convert those nitrate and nitrites back into nitrogen, and at that time that nitrogen will be added back to the atmosphere, and that is complete nitrogen cycle, right? Okay, so nitrogen cycle is the biogeochemical cycle by which nitrogen is converted into multiple chemical forms. Nitrogen circulates among atmosphere, terrestrial and marine ecosystem, and back again to simple nitrogen molecules in the atmosphere. Okay, so this was the process of nitrogen cycle, and nitrogen cycle includes some steps, and let me show you those steps. That is nitrogen fixation, then ammonification, then nitrification, and then denitrification. So these are the important steps. Okay, this is the first step. uh, in animation I have explained all the steps, so one by one we'll see all the steps and you will understand nitrogen cycle clearly. Okay, so at first, the first step is nitrogen fixation. What is nitrogen fixation? In the starting of this nitrogen cycle, I told you that nitrogen cannot be consumed by living organism directly. Here you can see that plants, they absorb nitrates from the soil and animals eat the nitrogen, right? And when animal die, decomposers break down animals waste and dead animals, and some bacteria in the soil, they break down the nitrates and return the nitrogen to the air. Okay, so this was the nitrogen cycle. This is another process. Lightning and nitrogen fixing bacteria convert nitrogen gas to solid nitrates in the soil, right? And again from the soil, plants will absorb those nitrates from the soil, and from the plant, nitrogen will go to the animals. And when animals die, at that time decomposers will decay the animals, and bacteria in the soil again will convert those nitrate and nitrite into nitrogen, and then nitrogen will be added to the atmosphere. This is nitrogen cycle. So now I am sure that all the steps of nitrogen cycles are clear to you. Fixation means the nitrogen will be converted into nitrate and nitrite, and those nitrate and nitrate will be used in forming amino acids, that is known as ammonification. Fine. And those ammonification, those amino acids will be used by living organism to form proteins. Okay. And that is nitrification, and those nitrate and nitrite will be later on converted into nitrogen by some bacteria in the soil, that is known as denitrification. And here is the diagram of nitrogen cycle, in which nitrogen fixation, ammonification, nitrification, and denitrification, all the steps can be seen clearly. Okay, so let me explain this diagram to you. Here, this is the foremost step of this nitrogen cycle, that is the nitrogen in the atmosphere. Okay, and see nitrogen fixation in green plants, and green plants say this is ammonification, and here it is ammonia. This is the next step. Okay, formation of amino acids and ammonia, and after that, that will be converted into nitrite, nitrate, and then denitrification and back to the atmosphere. That is a whole process of nitrogen cycle. Okay, nitrogen say directly nitrification. Okay, and then nitrates and denitrification and atmosphere. Okay, so thank you, students. I hope you understood both the cycles, the water cycle and nitrogen cycle clearly. Now we'll meet in part 4 with the rest of the topics of this chapter.